Hello, everybody, and welcome to another wonderful round here at the Degenerate Racing League. We are starting soon, but before we get started to the qualifying session, let's take a look at what the drivers are up to this season that we have in front of us. Round 1 was at Barcelona. Donington Park was round 2. COTA is round 3, where the drivers are complaining about grip and track limits. Indianapolis is going to be round 4 next week. Brands Hatch with some rain coming up in round 5. Round 6 at the Hungaroring. We're taking 1 week off on October the 8th. We're going to be headed to the 24-hour Nürburgring Endurance Circuit, then Spa, Kyalami for some more rain, Suzuka, Watkins Glen, and then the Red Bull Ring. The race format is going to be a Tuesday night 45-minute race with 2 drop rounds, meaning your best 10 results count towards the championship race. Mandatory pit stops are required. Fuel and tires with a fixed refuel of 30 seconds. Right now, the championship is looking like it is full and closed, but keep your eye out on the Discord, and you should be able to find some room or message one of the admins. Exclamation point DRL in chat should give you some wonderful information. Let's get right over to the race, everybody, and see what the boys are doing in this qualifying session. We've got 9 seconds left of this ad. I'm running them now, so we have less for the actual race event. Let's see what the boys and gals are up to right now. .206, 207, 207, 207. These are just installation laps, folks. We'll see some times drop here as the track gets gripped up and the drivers get their first laps under them. They're just warming up their tires for now. We have at least 30 drivers taking to the grid right now. 31 drivers, including James May, Alan Young, Kevin Palaniuk, Sean Ches, Don Fostman, Evan Zborg, Jay Paisa, Jason Hayes, Sir Tarugo, Bradley Smith, Cooper Atherton, Russell Stanford, John Malott, Bradley Cooper, Nelson Hernandez, Braden Breeze, Raymond Balyut, Tyler Morgan, Wes Romery, Paul Hohen, Eric the Boss Gakassian, Norris Yu, Joshua Rodriguez, Daniel Hirsch, Spencer Braun, Shooter McGavin, Oliver Shorgan, Mitch Nyardi, Burt Macklin, Neil Kerbel, and Mike Bowen all rounding it out right now. We've got 12 drivers taking to the race qualifying so far. They have 10 minutes to get their best laps in, obviously. We've got the pros and the pro-ams going out right now, or just about everybody. And then we're going to have the ams going out second for the last part of the qualifying session. New fastest lap being set being a 206.5, 206.2, just taken away by Neil Kerbel. Mike Bowen, though, snatching that away with a 206.1 up at the front in the 119. We'll stay on board with this action for just a little while now. Hoping that we can see everything that we want to see. How does Mike Bowen do it here, coming through turn 10 right now? Navigating it pretty well, holding on to a decent lap time. He's 0.3 up on his personal best right now. And coming through turn 11, the Eagles hairpin, as so aptly named. $12 minutes left in this qualifying session, so the drivers look like they'll get this one plus one more if they're lucky. Really tentative there on the brakes, really delicate with his steering input to make sure that the car stays pointed in a straight line, really working the wheel there. Not the ideal line, I think. Deep on the braking zone of the double apexer. Coming in towards turn 15, he's navigating it pretty well, staying on the throttle for as long as possible, pushing it out to the edge of the rubbered-in section of the track, keeping that wheel turned in just the same degree of attack the entire way through, going on the excess of the curbs on curb exit, and then entry for the final start-finish straight. 1:11 left on the clock. There it goes, Mike Bowen, fastest lap of the race right now. A 2:06.0 puts him in provisional pole. Last lap for 99% of these drivers. Nyardi is in the pits lane right now. Atherton's in the pit lane. Burt Macklin also into the pit lane. That's your position 4, 5, 6 locked in for now. That doesn't mean that the AMs can't shake it up right now, that's for sure. Joshua Rodriguez for the Banzai Samurai car gets to the line, holds on to 11th place, it looks like. Spencer Braun for Braun GP S3, Season 3, I would imagine, in the Porsche 992, that looks like. Jason Hayes gets to the line. He's going to hold down 14th place with a 2:09.1. There goes Jason Hayes, pulling it off after that lap. Knows that he won't do anything better than that. And it looks like the AMs are about to get rolling. There they all start rolling out, ducks in a row. Single file line coming out of the pit lane. Getting a good look at all these liveries that we have as well. So many beautiful ones. Reminder, exclamation point clip, exclamation point replay should be working. Let's go ahead and run a quick test of that. Make sure everything's on the up and up. Twitch API did get changed recently, so this is a good little test. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you follow The Real High on Twitch for all of the live race action. We are officially the most popular ACC league right now. At this time of night, at this time of day. Tyler Morgan's got Tyler Morgan written on the back of his wang there. And he's got a couple of trailing cars, number 3, and I can't tell who else that is trailing him, but got quite a few cars lining up to get to the start of this lap now. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you very much for all of your participation here at the DRL Racing League. And obviously, go ahead and subscribe and follow the DRL YouTube, as this will be uploaded ad-free later tonight or early tomorrow morning. There we go. Exclamation point DRL is working. There's the YouTube channel. There is the Racing League on Discord for you guys to join. Let's see what these AMs can do now. Nice to see a variety of cars taking to this grid. We see a couple GTRs, Porsches, McLarens, Mustangs, the Fords, obviously. The only thing we're missing from America is a Corvette, but hopefully ACC will produce that soon. A couple Ferraris as well to boot. Aston's on the grid. A few McLarens up at the front right now. What is Paul Hohen in? Paul Hohen with the fastest lap of the race, excuse me, took it away from Mike Bowen. 205.9 for Mike Bowen's 206 flat wasn't quite good enough. Neil Kerbel with a 206.2, 206.3 for Burt Macklin. Cooper Atherton with a 206.8. Oliver Sorgen with a 206.8. 206.9 for Shooter McGavin, Mitch Nyardi, Norris Yu, then Spencer Braun, Daniel Hirsch, Joshua Rodriguez, Eric Gakassian, and then Jason Hayes. That's your top 14 right now as the drivers get to the line. They're just going to finish up their installation lap. This is Wes Romery going to be the first one. Getting to the line, Wes Romery with a 209.7, 209.7 for Palaniuk, Morgan with a 209.9, 209.9 for Hernandez, 210 for Toruga, Paisa with a Paisa with a 211, 210 for Toruga, Braden Breeze with a 212, 212 for Bradley Smith, John Malott with a 213. Got Paisa going forward with a 211.0. Taruga, Alan Young gets bumped back by Nelson Hernandez with a 209.9. Shaking up the order just a little bit, Shooter McGavin up at the front, out of place, out of sorts with a 206.9 for his division, and Evan Zvorg also out of place right now, being up there with a 206.9, just a little bit faster than the rest of the group in his class. Here's Raymond Balyut right now on board coming through turn 2. Balyut's got a 220 to his name right now. That must be just his out lap, installation lap, and he'll probably be picking up pace just on this lap alone. Fossman's out there improving right now by about 5 seconds, so that 215 won't stand, not at all. He's looking to be about in the 210s. Will probably improve a little bit more through the final couple corners. Here comes Wes Romery to the line one more time, gets bumped up one position. He's now got a 209.7 to his name. Nelson Hernandez got bumped back one position. Looks like, who is that? Evan Zvorg actually is the one that bumped everybody back and now into 5th place. Pet Detective Racing for Zvorg. Watching a car go off in front of them didn't help his chances at all. He's not doing well on this lap. He's going to probably cool down the tires and give it one more crack at it. Bradley Smith gets to the line in 16th place right now, a 209.3, followed by Sean Ches with a 209.4. And Paisa's got a 209.595 to his name, 209.6 flat for Hernandez. Wes Romery with a 444 car is got a 209.8 being his last lap. He is out there looking to improve, but his lap that he's on right now is just invalid. Kevin Palaniuk, Tyler Morgan, Alan Young all improving on this lap. Bradley Smith as well, improving by 0.6 right now. Let's take a look at him. Bradley Smith, front and center for the Kessel Racing Team, CTC. Getting a little bit of slipstream from that other Ferrari out in front. Coming through turn 15 right now. He's got a bit of a ways left to go. Ooh, he's getting slowed down right now from that other Ferrari out in front. No longer helping, but more impeding his own lap. But obviously, he's got to respect the efforts of the other drivers in front during the qualifying session. He's still got half a second to his name right now. He's losing a little bit of time through the final corner. And getting to the line, let's see if he can drag that thing out just a little bit. Bradley Smith gets to the line. Is he improving by any bit? No. 209.065 will be his improved lap time, but not position overall. Don Fossman for the Party Pickles car gets to the line. He's in 24th right now. 210.262 being his lap time. Not improving in the slightest from his previous lap that he just set. Probably just out there doing a cider right now. Palaniuk is improving by about 0.7 right now for Team Bluey. Wes Romery is well improving by 0.6, half a second right now, dropping a little bit of time. Palaniuk losing just a little bit of time himself. Probably getting mixed up in the dirty air from the car in front. Love this livery. He said he made it for his son. One of his son's favorite cartoons. Let's take a look at the standings one final time. Paul Hohen, Mike Bowen, Evan Zvorg, Sean Ches, Bradley Smith. Looks like everybody else is taken to the pits right now. I don't think anybody else is out there still on a valid lap. Don Fossman might be. 25th position right now for the number 11 for the Party Pickle. Last driver we might be waiting on. Ooh, that's really going to hurt his time, bumping and undulating over the curbs, and that does not let him improve by any positions, but his time did improve, a 210.232. Just wasn't enough to get him bumped up one more spot on the leaderboard, still in 25th position. Let's take a quick break real quick. We'll run another ad for just a moment, and we'll get back to the race very soon. Welcome back, everybody, and let's get to the starting grid right now, and let's see where everybody ended up qualifying. In first place right now, we have Paul Hohen in first place. Stand by one. There we go. Got Paul Hohen in first place. In a first place commanding 205.9 for the number 22, only a tenth and a half back, we have Mike Bowen in the 119. That's not what needs to be showing. Paul Hohen, then we got Mike Bowen in the 119, Evan Zvorg in the number 52, 3/10 back, Neil Kerbel in the 395 in fourth place. Then we've got Burt Macklin in number 4 for fifth place, aptly. And we got Cooper Atherton in the 720 in sixth place. Then we've got Oliver Sorgen in the number 38 in seventh place. Shooter McGavin, the number 69, nice. 1 second back in eighth place. Mitch Nyardi in the number 32, about 1.1 back. Norris Yu, his partner in crime, in the 530. Spencer Braun, the number 7. Porsche, first of the Porsches. Daniel Hirsch, first of the AMGs, in the number 48. Joshua Rodriguez, the number 93 in 13th place. Eric Gagosian, the number 55, representing Armenia, if I'm not mistaken. Kevin Palaniuk, the number 19 in the Ferrari. Sean Ches, the number 16 in 16th place. Nice how that works out. Bradley Smith, the number 74 in 17th place. Jason Hayes, the number 21 in 18th place. Tyler Morgan in 19th place right now, looking to make his move forward. Wes Romery, the number 444 in 20th position. Jay Paisa, the number 135 in 21st position. Nelson Hernandez, the number 3 in 22nd position. Russell Stanford in 23rd position in the number 20. Quite didn't make it. Alan Young, the number 668 in 24th position. Don Fostman, number 11 in 25th. Sir Tarugo, yes, that's right. In the number 8 is Team Bluey. James May, the 555 in 27th place. Raymond Balut, the number 410 in 28th place. Braden Breeze, the number 666 in 29th place. John Malott in the number 85 in 30th place. And Bradley Cooper rounding it out at the back in the GTR in 91st. Hey, what's going on, Patrick DeBow? Hello, what's going on, E-Dog? Am I the only one looking at a wing and nothing else? I have no idea. What's going on, Aquanet? Welcome to the party. Thank you very much for being here. Yep. All right. I'm glad I got the country right.
Green light. Give it a look again.
Green light. Here we go. Away we go towards turn 1 right now. The drivers are all spreading and fanning out. It looks like Mike Bowen's jumping backwards right now and falling back into second place, but he's holding on. Evan Zvorg, though, jumping forward ahead of Neil Kerbel, the 395, falling backwards right now. Norris Yu, Spencer Braun inverting positions themselves. Sean Ches, Jason Hayes, Bradley Smith, Palaniuk, Paisa, Hernandez, all having some contact, and there's some major contact in the background. Let's see if we could take a look at that incident very quickly. Ooh, a little bumping and banging there through turn 1, and does it just get nastier? I could only imagine so. Coming through turn 2, everything looks okay, and in through turn 3, what happens? Oh, just going out in a straight line, the Brundle car takes out the 444. Not having a great day there. Couple cars bumping and banging into each other right away. It's a long race, 45 minutes left on the clock. We've got plenty of time to make positions happen, and maybe some time for those two cars to recover from their earlier accidents. The 444 being Wes Romery, and Alan Young, I believe, is that 668 that got spun around, just collected in that. Spencer Braun is going side by side with Joshua Rodriguez right now. We saw Joshua Rodriguez. Whoa! Spencer Braun closing the door on Jason Hayes, not wanting to let him get involved. That's the Beamer of the number 21 in the background right now, just lurking, lumbering, and lingering around. Burt Macklin having a little bit of contact there, the number 4, but seems to be okay after having contact with the number 52 possibly. Let's take a quick look and see what happened here. Just goes there on the inside, touches the 52 a couple times and spins him round. Looks to be what happened there. Looking at the positions gained right now, Ivan Zvorg being the biggest loser, unfortunately lost 18 positions from the start of that race due to the touch from Mr. Burt Macklin. Biggest gainers right now seem to be Bradley Cooper with 12 positions gained, and then next up is Don Fossman, who's gained 8 positions right off the bat. Look at this train of cars. This is Oliver Sorgen, Cooper Atherton, Shooter McGavin, Mitch Nyardi, and Norris Yu all nose to tail right now, and Daniel Hirsch lurking in the background. Coming through turn 11, the cars all get clumped together on throttle, just get separated by just a tiny bit. I think Daniel Hirsch has got the best look at this right now. Watching all the cars in front make their mistakes as much as possible. Eric Gakassian actually lurking in the background as well, 1.4, 1.5 seconds away from this pack of cars. Not driving his typical AMG normally. Now he's in a GTR, a car he's going to have to really get accustomed to here. A lot of 2x2 action right now. Cooper Atherton gets through on Sorgen. Positions get inverted there between him and the Petronas BMW. Fastest lap of the race for Paul Hohen out in front, 206.852. He's got about a 1.5 second lead on Mike Bowen. Little side-by-side action right now between Nyardi and Shooter McGavin. Shooter McGavin on the inside of turn 1 goes quite deep there, gets nipped in the tongue by the overtake of Nyardi trying to retake the racing line. Norris Yu being the Galaxy liveried McLaren sandwich. I know we went through the liveries pretty fast, but I'm interested to find out what everybody's favorite livery was so far. I'm still preferable to the Galaxy liveries of Norris Yu and Nyardi. I think those are the best looking of them all. But argue with me, let me know what you think. I'm curious as well. Ooh, Daniel Hirsch trying to make a move. Taking a look at Norris Yu in the background. Jason Hayes just got passed by Bradley Smith. A little bit of contact there between 21 and the 74. Let's see if we can take a look at this very briefly. Jason Hayes is in the number 21 out in front right now. Just goes quite a bit deep. Turns back in with the extra grip that he's able to regain. Just smacks right into the opposing car, Bradley Smith, and then just goes back to the way things were before. Sorgen and Mitch Nyardi invert positions too. Nyardi seems to be going forward, and Sorgen is now under threat from Shooter McGavin as well. Seems to be a little shooken up after the first couple of laps. Paul Hohen blazing out there, setting new fastest laps again. The 206.770 being the fastest lap of the race. Mike Bowen's 207.395 just can't catch up. Eric Gakasi and Daniel Hirsch going side by side for just a moment there on the entrance towards turn 1, but not quite. Gakasi gets passed by Hirsch, and it's done and dusted. Take a look at the leaders very briefly. Paul Owen, the TikTok guy, in P1. Mike Bowen in second place, getting chased down by Neil Kerbel in P3. Burt Macklin lumbering in that Mustang in the background, the number 4. Raymond battling it out with first-timer Tarugo. Here we go to Sorgen and Shooter McGavin. I told you that Oliver Sorgen was losing pace by just a little bit. Here comes Shooter McGavin, ready to pounce on it at any given opportunity. Sorgen still hasn't set a valid lap. He's been invalidating every single one so far. On the front splitter of the number 38. On the inside goes Shooter McGavin. No, backs out of it. Side-by-side action in the background. The number 3 and the 91. That's Bradley Cooper and Nelson Hernandez going through T13. And now it looks like the McLaren wants to get involved, but can't quite do it. The Mustang still battling it out with a GTR through the twisty bits. Turn 13, 14, coming up to the quadruple apex right-hander. Paul Hohen still out there setting best valid lap times, 206.7 being his finest out there right now. Oh no, Eric Gakasian falling down the order right now. The number 55 having an incident, I believe, with the number 7. Let's take a look at that. Spencer Braun chasing down Eric Gakasian right now. And then there on the inside, Gakasian goes to close the door, and they're just 2 doesn't go into 1, as it were. And here's Eric Gakasian trying to catch back up with the pack. He's going to have some significant damage after that, I would think, and his tire wear has got to be pretty high for the 55. Side by side between Palaniuk and who is that next to him? Palaniuk and John Millot? I believe John Millot, yes, for the Banzai car. Palaniuk going side by side, and it looks like status quo for the 2 of them. Palaniuk under threat from the DRL car of the 668 of Alan Young, who had some earlier incidences and is now in a recovery drive type position. Whoa, 2x2 does not go into 1. 3 cars going in towards turn 11. Now there's calamity there. A big old incident and a yellow flag for all those drivers. This sandwich just got squeezed, jelly pouring out of it right now. 4 cars trying to make their way through one corner different ways. 3 cars side by side right now coming towards turn 12 on the entrance there. Is it going to be neat and tidy for all 3 drivers? I don't think so. Whoa! A big wheelie there for John Millot as he went over the sausages. Just made a little too much love for that thing and got his nose straight pointed up into the air. Neil Kerbel trying to do things to Mike Bowen now. The 395 chasing down the 119 in second place. Battle for the podium overall. Taking a look at Norris Yu trying to make his move on Shooter McGavin. As they're both chasing down Oliver Sorgen right now. Out in front, the Sorgen machine is in 7th place, backing up the 2 cars in front of them. 208.665 was his last lap. Let's get a lap comparison up for you. Shooter McGavin really slowing things down on Oliver Sorgen there. And looking at Norris Yu and Shooter McGavin as well. Oh, Neil Kerbel and Mike Bowen going side by side. Hold the phone. No bumping and banging for them at turn 15, but now Burt Macklin's been caught up and into the mix now. Hold the phone, everybody. The battle for the podium has just gotten a tiny bit spicier as Burt Macklin has entered the ring. Side by side, Neil Kerbel got a wheel on the inside, but will it be enough for the drag down towards turn 1? I think that GTR is trying its mightiest. It's now ahead of Mike Bowen for sure. Oh, and the door gets brought down, and Burt Macklin gets involved, going a little bit deep at turn 1, runs to the side of Neil Kerbel, and now the battle resumes between Bowen and Kerbel, headed towards turn 3. Kerbel's now in front of Bowen. That battle has been concluded. Bowen wants a piece back at Kerbel, though. The Bilstein 720S Evo doing nasty things. Looking great in that livery, though. Nasty in a good way, obviously. Team Monster Torque for Neil Kerbel, it looks like. Monster Torque written on the wang there, and they got the Monster livery claws coming through it. Like to see it. Jason Hayes getting chased down by Bradley Smith. This is the battle for P14 and 15 and 13, excuse me. This is Sean Ches way out in front of the pack behind. There goes the pass. Bradley Smith trying to make a move on the inside at turn 13, but that is the optimal line. Jason Hayes is going to have to succeed at holding on to the inoptimal line, trying to carry as much speed as he can through turn 15, that hairpin, but doesn't able to do so. Side-by-side action now, trying to pick up the pieces. Jason Hayes trying to not lose more positions, but the GTR took full advantage of him being offline right now. A little offline through that section is costing him dearly. Hayes might lose a position to Bradley Cooper now, the number 91. Move out in front between Ches and Bradley Smith as well. Here's the helicam view of that. Going in towards turn 1. On the inside, holds on. Bradley Smith does a great job of not running into Mr. Ches. Now getting right underneath the rear wing of him, though, on the optimum line. Ferrari versus McLaren. Shooter McGavin is still trying to stay in touch with Oliver Sorgen right now on the optimum line on the outside of turn 12. Can he get anything done? I'm not sure he can. Ooh, Bradley Smith and Sean Ches going battle again. And it looks like Bradley Smith has to back out of that, and Ches still holds on to the front place position. Whoa, not for long. It looks like the 74 is trying to put the extra work in. Now under threat from the number 91 GTR of Bradley Cooper in the background. Sorgen and Shooter McGavin invert positions. That's 7 and 8 right now. The 69 and 38, that move finally got done. Nayardi's in front of them by 7.2 seconds. Let's take a quick look at this battle one more time. Whoa, 2x2 trying to go through turn 1. They made it through cleanly. That's Daniel Hirsch and Norris Yu. Hirsch goes backwards, Yu goes forward. Sean Ches now losing out to the 91 and the 74 at the same time. Let's see if we can get a quick 20-second recap of what happened here. There goes Ches trying to go around the outside and just opens the door a little too much for the 74. The 91 goes through around the outside, and there's nothing that Ches can do once he's off the inside line. Norris Yu in 9th place right now, trying to make moves on Sorgen in 8th place. Sorgen has just been trickling backwards right now. Whoa, switchback engage for Norris Yu. Does a great job of holding on, and Sorgen has to succeed to that position. And does he lose another one? He does. Hirsch goes through as well. Now what will Spencer Braun do to this position? Braun there on the inside, backs out of it. He was there with Eric Akasian at turn 19 before. Knew better this time around. It looks like Sorgen is now into the pits. And where will the 38 come out? Probably into clean air, it looks like. Still optimum track. Temperatures dropped down to 22 degrees for everybody. Neil Kerbel's been able to pull a gap away from Mike Bowen out in second place, excuse me. Mike Bowen in third, 1.8 back from Neil Kerbel now. Here's Jason Hayes chasing down Eric Akasian, and Evan Zvorg right behind him though. Number 21 getting chased down by the 52. And who's that in tow? That's Don Fostman in the rear wang, about 1.3 seconds adrift. Closest battle on track right now is a battle between Jason Hayes and Evan Zvorg. Eric Akasian going over the curbs, using as much as he can, coming through turn 12 and on the entrance to 13. Oh, going a little deep is Jason Hayes out in the background. Zvorg might have it now. Zorg around the outside, turns into the inside line. Does he still hold on? He does. He goes through on Jason Hayes. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you very much for sticking around. Really appreciate all the love and support. Trying to find the next battle out on track will be after the pit stops, I can only imagine. A couple of the drivers already headed in. Spencer Braun into the pits. Sorgen is into the pits as well, on his way out now. Hernandez has done one pit stop and served a drive-through penalty to boot. Palaniuk with the number 19 has done one pit stop, and Braden Breeze, the 666, has as well. Everybody's broaching that time right now where it's coming in for the halfway point of the race. So pit stops will breed more shenanigans from these drivers. What's going on, Sim Keesing? Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for hanging out. Welcome to the group. Welcome to the High Bunch, more importantly. If you're interested in racing with us at DRL, exclamation point DRL, we'll bring up all the socials for the Degenerate Racing League, where this VOD will be posted later tonight, earlier tomorrow morning in the US time zone. Hirsch into the pits, Gakosian into the pits, Rodriguez into the pits, Atherton into the pits, Fossman into the pits, Chez also into the pits right now. More than welcome, sir. Thank you very much for being here. The Degenerate Racing League races every Tuesday evening if that piques your interest. Or if you're interested in racing ACC on more nights, as we see the bollard board just go flying off in the background. And who is this position overtake on? That must have been a blue flag marker. I believe it was. If you're interested in racing more than just tonight here at the DRL, go ahead and join the SimGrid Championships. Find a league called Tracklicious. They race almost every night of the week, GT4s, GT3s as well. Every night but Tuesdays, actually, which works out great for my schedule. Tuesdays and Saturdays, if I'm not mistaken. Saturday, they run special endurance events, but mostly not Saturdays and not Tuesdays. Again, great for my schedule. Ho's into the pit, Niardi's into the pits. Enough talking about sim racing leagues, because we're in one right now that's having hefty battles up and down the grid right now. 30 drivers still driving around right now, putting around, doing their thing, chicken wings, waving sticks at each other from as far back as they possibly can. A lot of big gaps right now, but we'll see those closing down here shortly. Here's Notice You next to Shooter McGavin. This battle just resumed right where it left off. sure is. The sim racing community is slowly growing back into a new resurgence. Let me know what you think of AC Evo coming out, and if that's something that piques your interest, or what your favorite sim racing platform could be. Some drivers like Assetto Corsa, some like ACC, some like Formula driving. Oh, Shooter McGavin getting really close now from Norris Yu. Norris Yu, I believe, made this pass earlier. He's going to have to do it one more time, it looks like. Here we go. Now we have more battles up and down the grid. Nayardi chasing down Atherton as well. 1.3 seconds away. It was really close coming out of the pit lane there between Atherton and Nayardi. Drivers slinking back and forth. Kerbal for the win in P1. Only in P1 right now is Paul Hohen. Should inevitably be in P1 with a 206.7 being his fastest lap right now. He has taken his pit stop. Mandatory pit stops are not being displayed. I apologize. Let me get that shown. Thank you for the reminder, Kisik. Kerbal into the pits right now. Bowen into the pits. Macklin's in the pits. McGavin's in the pit. Norris Yu also into their pit lane right now. We'll see where these drivers end up falling as they may, as Paul Hohen has already taken his fastest pit stop, a 33.5 stationary with a 39.3 transient. "30-second mandatory refueling time, so the drivers are apt to take tires if they may, trying to really split their time in half. So these drivers are taking, as you said, quite late pit stops here in this 45-minute split race. Oh, there goes Owen right past Neil Kerbal. This is the battle for the race lead right now. Kerbal was able to close down, but he's got cold tires. Going for the overcut there was Neil Kerbal, trying to close down some time on Paul Hohen, and it ended up working for him in his favor. Paul Hohen's going to have to push that Mustang as far as and fast as he can. That last lap being his out lap, slowing him down by quite a bit. But his tires have got to be warmer than Kerbal's and Bowen's from behind. Macklin, although he pit on the same lap as everybody else, not having a great time. He's down back to 6.5 seconds. Yellow flag for the number 72. I believe the 72 is actually just coming into the pit lanes. No, the 72 is stopped on track, actually. This is battle between Spencer Braun and Shooter McGavin now, as Braun's gotten past Norris Yu through the pit stop strategy. Only 1 second gap between Paul Hohen and Neil Kerbal right now. 32.4 second stop for Neil Kerbal. 32.7 for Mike Bowen. Here we go. This is the battle for the top 10. Paul Hohen dropped another hammer. 206.567 being his fastest lap of this stint. Eric Akasian getting chased down by, I believe that's Evans Vorg in the background, the number 52. Sorry, Renai. Nightbot just trying to do its job. I apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't know that was the thing. I'll have to look into that. The number 52, that's Evans Vord trying to get around Eric the Boss Gakassian. I'll take care of him, don't you worry. Renai, you would actually really enjoy racing these folks at the DRL. I know it's probably really early in the morning for you, so it doesn't suit your time, but you would really enjoy having these guys around. Packed grid, 30 drivers out here tonight, but a lot of action up and down the grid. Yeah, 7 a.m., a bit early for you. You would have had to start the race about 30 minutes ago or so. Norris, you trying to look on the inside of Shooter McGavin, but just made a look, didn't act on it, closed down the gap there at turn 11. And that Discord link probably does not work again. So here's the correct Discord as Herschel looks on the inside of you. You backs out of it. Has great spatial awareness to go a little bit deeper than he wanted to. Spencer Braun, again, having that spatial awareness from the earlier incident with Gakassian, has a drift out in front, but now he's losing pace and Yu's back in this battle between Braun and Shooter McGavin. Paul Hohen with another fastest lap, dropping that hammer, 206.115. There goes Shooter McGavin on the inside, and Norris Yu has to back out of running out of the way of Spencer Braun and gives up a position to Daniel Hirsch in the meantime. Spencer Braun is able to get through Shooter McGavin. Let's take a quick 20-second replay to find out how that was done neatly, as long as there's no other action that's coming up in front. Oh, there goes Shooter McGavin on the inside. Just hold on 1 second. On the inside of T1, doing a good job of maintaining his grip there, not drifting out wide. And there goes Norris Yu trying to go past Hirsch, but can't get the job done. Let's take a brief 30 for 30. Ooh, textbook defense. Great overtaking opportunity, but great heads-up drive in between the two. You're going to send me a little something for whenever. Uh-oh. I don't know what that sounds like. Hopefully it's good news. Neil Kerbel 1.3, 1.5 second back. Sounds like a Twitter post from the team I'm in. Oh, congratulations on getting into a team, and Shooter McGavin has an incident. Where is he on track? He's just down and back. Let's take a quick recap to see what happened to Shooter McGavin. Coming in on the optimum line, hits a curb, just bounces around, gets bumped by Hirsch. In God we trust. No. And that's how Shooter McGavin lost 3 positions there. Norris Yu still chasing down Daniel Hirsch. This is a battle for the top 10 continued. Beautiful sounding downshifts there from Norris Yu as he got to the apex, closing down the gap on Daniel Hirsch out in front. Let's take a look at Cooper Atherton, who's chasing down Burt Macklin. This is the battle for the top 5. Norris Yu still chasing down Hirsch. This gap keeps slinking around, coming back and forth from around half a second down to 0.2. Ooh, that McLaren behind is not doing well to catch up to Burt Macklin. Cooper Atherton maybe pushing just a little bit too hard, trying to catch up there, slipping out wide and off the ideal line. You can tell the ideal line by the amount of grip that's being held there on the black rubbery stuff, as now he's returned to the ideal line. Russell Stanford and Bradley Smith inverting positions there for just a second. Let's take a look at this. 20 for 20. Oh, and that's how it was done. A big send on the inside. Looking really snazzy there. Number 74, excuse me, neatly got by the number 20. And the 20 gets past the 74 somehow. In that time we were looking at a replay. Let's take another 10-second break back and try to find out how that happened. Not back far enough. Here's a look at Eric Gagosian's livery in the GT3 GTR car, representing Tracklicious in this vehicle. And here goes Team Bluey. I think this is Bingo. This is Bluey's sister, if I'm not mistaken. This would be Palahniuk's teammate. First time in ACC competition, he says. Doing pretty well for himself, down in 24th position. Oliver Sorgen now on the rear end of Eric Gagosian. Battle for not last in the pro category. And Norris Yu still chasing down Daniel Hirsch out in front. Battle for the top 10. Bradley Smith and Russell Stanford still battling it out. This is the battle for the lead of the AM category, really. But Bradley Smith doesn't need to get by Russell Stanford if he doesn't have to. Hopefully a race not ending in tears for Bradley Smith, as he's doing well in the first place position. He's got an 11.5 second gap back. Oh, almost running into the back of the number 20 car. Let's look at a lap time comparison between these two right now. Bradley Smith just being a hair faster. Here's Wes Romery, the second place position in the AM category. The league right now is full because we have people on the waiting list in the pro category. But if you go join the Discord and you message the admins, I'm sure that you could find a place here at the DRL Racing League. 31 drivers. I believe there's 45 slots, if I'm not mistaken. So a couple people that haven't shown up so far should get dropped. Signups should be open up until the halfway point, which would be October 8th. Bradley Smith finally getting around Russell Stanford. Let's see if we can get a quick look at this one. How was it done? On the inside, nip and tuck. Very easily done, very professionally sent. Rocker Ace 333, thank you very much for the Prime sub. Really appreciate you. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for participating if you are. Exclamation point DRL. If you want to get involved, go ahead and join the Discord. Go ahead and try to join the league or message one of the admins to see if you can get on the waiting list for one of those categories. Got 3 different splits here right now. We've got the Pro being the white bannered car. We've got the gray banners being the Pro-Ams, and then we've got the Ams being in the red bannered cars. Final lap already. This 45-minute race has come to a conclusion. Racing every Tuesday night here at DRL, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 145-minute race, 1 mandatory pit stop, mandated fuel time being 30 seconds long, so that adds some spice to the variety of life for if drivers feel like they need to take tires or not. Bradley Smith now trying to make moves on Jason Hayes. Working his way forward, he's shown his pace being true to form. Now working his way, chopping it up with the Pro-Am category. Almost touching the bottom. Jason Hayes really tucked in under the rear wing of that BMW, diving to the inside, trying to cover it off the best as he can. And he manages to do so. Goes a bit deep there, and it looks like Jason Hayes is going to get overtaken by Bradley Smith there at turn 1. Now towards turn 2 is a different scenario. Is Jason Hayes going to be able to snap back? No. Realizes this is not his fight to battle in. Paul Hohen goes ahead and takes P1, fastest lap of the race being a 206.1. Neil Kerbel in second place right now with a 206.4. Mike Bowen in third place. Burt Macklin's going to cross the line in fourth place. We've got Cooper Atherton in fifth place. That's your top 5 for the pro category. Then we got Mitch Nyardi, Spencer Braun, Daniel Hirsch, Norris Yu, Shooter McGavin. Shooter McGavin being the first of the Pro-Am category. Evans Vore coming in second place. Third place going to Sean Ches. Don Fostman in 11th and 16th place being the fourth place Pro-Am. Jason Hayes being the top 5 of the Pro-Ams. Bradley Smith walking away with P1 in 17th place in the amateur category. Wes Romery, Nelson Hernandez, Jay Paisa, and we've got Raymond Balute, James May, and Tyler Morgan rounding it out. think everybody has just about crossed the line. Not just yet. Bradley Smith still trying to make work done on a guy like Don Fossman. Can he get it done? No. To the line, backs off just a hair, and that'll be checkered flag for the remaining drivers. And now let's go ahead and take a quick intermission before we get ahead and get the interview started, everybody. Hold on, stand by. Let's see if we can grab some drivers here into the interview room. I'd love to talk to guys like Paul Hohen, Shooter McGavin, Evans Vorg, and Bradley Smith and Wes Romery, Nelson Hernandez. Paul Hohen, are you there, sir?
Yeah, hey, how you doing?
Good, how about yourself? You mind if I grab you for an interview very briefly?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Right on, brother. You did an amazing job commanding lead out in P1. How did you do it?
Oh, honestly, during the entire week, it was practice. I think I might have been the one that put down like 300 or 400 laps during the week. I put down ridiculous amounts of practice laps, yeah.
Wow, and in a 2-minute lap, at 300 laps, you're doing over 600 minutes of racing. That turns out to be about 10 hours worth of driving, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And your dedication proves to be true to form. Pretty good fastest laps you had there. How'd you feel after the pit stops, though, with Neil Kerbel coming out so close to you?
Oh, that was a lot closer than I expected. In my first stint, I'm not gonna lie, I had to get off the throttle for about 3 seconds because my antivirus kicked in.
Oh no!
So it up on my screen, so I had to get off and click out of it and everything real quick. So I lost 2.9 seconds there or so.
Well, that explains why the gap came down so abruptly there, because you had a commanding lead over Neil Kerbel for a while, and then all of a sudden just dropped like a stone there. But yeah, closer than we all expected. Did you have any nerves? Obviously, you had gone for an undercut. Did you run into lap traffic or anything like that?
I believe on the pit in, I got lap traffic, but other than that, it was clear after the pit.
Right on. And then during that entire situation with Neil Kerbel coming out so close, did you know you had warmer tires, or did you just feel like you had the pace and you were going to drive away no matter what?
No, it's funny that you mentioned that. Yeah, as soon as I saw him pulling out of the pit, I was like, I have warmer tires. I can push just a little bit more than you can. and try to gain that extra time in that one lap.
Yeah, and you did. You pulled away pretty quickly there. You set some of the fastest laps of the race. I think it was a 2:06.1, 2:06.1 again, and just really took away those purple times away from anybody else.
Yeah, I believe so.
Right on.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, please.
Yeah, it was extremely stressful when I saw him pulling out of the pit lane. I was a little bit worried about his exit because we were pretty close, but everything turned out okay. So.
Oh, that's great to hear. Anything else that you want to add, or anybody that you want to thank for your time here?
No, I think that's good. Just thanks to the league, obviously, for letting me in and having a good time with you guys.
Heck yeah. Thank you very much, Paul Owen, for being here. Appreciate you, sir. Take care.
Oh, yeah, you too. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Going down my list here, we can obviously talk to Neil Kerbel. Let's see if we can grab him very briefly.
4 laps, and then after that, I was just...
Neil Kerbel, are you there, sir?
Yeah, I'm here.
You mind if I grab you for an interview, sir?
No, go ahead.
Hey, and I wanted to know, how did you feel coming out of the pit lane? I just talked to Paul Owen. You came out within a second of him during that undercut strategy. Is that something that you had planned on?
No, to be perfectly honest, I looked at my placement in the bottom left and I saw I was in first and I was like, wait, did Owen like get a drive through or something? And then right when I came out of the pits, I saw him come by and I'm like, oh, he's still in it. Okay, let's keep racing.
Yeah, no, that was a heck of a battle. How did you feel, or did you feel that you were going to be able to push on that outlap to try to close down the gap and stay a little bit closer than that 1 second gap was?
You mean towards the end after the pit?
Yeah.
I could not keep up with Hohen. Like, there was a few laps after coming out of the pits where I thought I was catching up, and then he just put the pace in and just took off.
Yeah.
So for me, it was really just like sitting back and making sure that I kept the distance between me and... God, who was behind me?
Mike Bowen.
Mike Bowen. Who I would like to apologize for that turn one. I guess I washed a little wide and like bumped him, but I think Bert punished me for that by denting my driver's side door pretty heavily. Oh
yeah, we got that one on camera. You can go ahead and clip that and send that off to the stewards if you need to.
Okay,
sorry, Bert.
I was surprised. Like I knew I was going deep in the corner, and then I was watching Bowen to make sure that I would not keep hitting him, and I was pulling to the left, and then just suddenly my car just like jumps and moves to the right, and I was like, what hit me?
The car, the stone, the rock that is Burt Macklin came through like a wrecking ball, as Miley would say. And
yeah.
Like you said, very quickly, he punished you for that drift out wide just a little bit there, but all's fair in love and war. I think everybody drove away from that one pretty neatly, and I think you were able to even give the position back to Bowen and then overtake him over the next sector.
Yeah, I was looking at my replay to see what happened, and I think he just washed a little wider than me, and then I took it through the S's, and then I'm not sure, I need to look at the replay, but I definitely had straight line speed over the McLarens on that long straight,
yeah.
And I was just trying to use that to my advantage.
Yeah, you definitely did, and it showed going in towards turn one. Like you said, you had the opportunity. If it wasn't that lap, it could have potentially been any other lap that you made that move happen.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I could basically, like, the whole lap just set up the car for the straight. Yeah, really. And you did a great job of doing so. Walked away with P2. That must feel good, huh? Starting in P4 and gaining 2 positions at the top, yeah, I feel pretty good about that. I'm sweating though. That was exhausting. I bet, brother. I bet that was exhausting. Well, thank you very much. Is there anybody else that you want to mention? Anything else that you want to mention before I let you go, sir? No, just thank you for streaming and commenting on these races. You're doing an exceptional job, and I will be watching the stream tomorrow when I'm not sitting behind a wheel. Sounds good. Thank you very much, Neil. Good luck to you. Have a great night. All right, you too. Bye. Bye.
That's P1 and P2 for the pro category. Let's see if we can grab someone from the amateur category. I think that's going to be Mr. Shooter McGavin himself. Shooter McGavin, the number 69. Nice. You're in the booth with me. Are you free for an interview, sir?
Of course, with you anytime.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. Another sleeper action, huh? You just managed to walk away with these positions, and you ended up losing 2 overall, but managed to still walk away with a Pro-Am victory. How'd you end up doing it?
Yeah, well, it looked like Macklin took out my main competition at the start of the race, so that was good. That was a good start because he was way quicker than I was. He's got pro pace for sure, and yeah, I was able to kind of battle with Nyrads and you, and there was a few guys, and yeah, just it was kind of once I got out of the pits, my tires were all cold, and I hit a curve, and then they were all that messed up my battle with a few of the guys, but. Yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with it.
That's right. You were battling with Nyrads, you, who else was in there? Sorgan, I think, was in there for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, you had some good battles. Did you feel like a cork in the bottle any time? And you know, how did you feel about leading that train of cars for so long?
Yeah, there was bits where I kind of got in front and I was the cork, but yeah, it was people at different times seem to be holding everybody up, but I mean everybody was so close with the pace. It was
true.
It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was really close with the lap times. You're absolutely right about that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying there was a lot of fun to battle with these guys. They're all like, you know, everybody wants to be super clean, so it's just kind of when doors bang, you know, it's just a mistake. So it's a lot of fun.
It was great to see that too. And thank you for bringing that up. All those door banging moments just look like drivers pushing the limits of their skill and trying to improve a little bit by taking a line that they may have not taken before, taking an exercise and trying to do something a little bit different, going off track. You know, wasn't really an option here because of the track limits penalties. Did you run into any issues with track limits?
Oh yeah! After the third lap, I was on my third track limit warning, so I had to just drive it as conservatively as possible. So that's what I did. So yeah, I got lucky really that I didn't do another track warning. Yeah, but it was the majority of the race that I was with that, so that was fun. But yeah, like this racetrack, there's a lot of time to be gained by cutting corners and braking at the right spot. So it's you're always finding little spots to gain a bit of time. But yeah, lots of fun.
Awesome. Glad to hear it, Shooter McGavin, and hopefully we'll see you in the pro category next season, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna win this thing.
Anything else you want to add that I didn't mention?
No, all good.
Right on, brother. I'm going to grab your competitor in next. Hopefully Zborg is as warm and welcoming as you were. Thank you so much, sir.
You're very welcome. Thanks.
Bye. Evan Zborg, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you so much. Would you mind if I grab you for an interview very quickly?
Yes, no problem.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that. I don't have my list of people that I can or cannot interview in front of me, so I'm just kind of grabbing people as I please. And you're on the list of people that I needed to talk to because P2 in the Pro-Am category is nothing to shake a stick at, especially after that earlier incident that you had very early on in the race. That was a hell of a recovery drive for you.
Yeah, there was some good battles to fight back after that unfortunate start to the race. I'm not really sure. I'll have to watch the replay, but yeah, I was happy with my pace. I thought I was pretty quick. So yeah, overall it was a good time.
Let's take a look at your pace very quickly. 206.7. Man, you were faster than a lot of the cars in front of you. You should have been or could have been all the way up into the top 5 potentially, just looking at best laps overall for race pace wise. And even for your last laps, you were still gaining on guys like Joshua Rodriguez, Shooter McGavin. Did you feel like you had it in you to take P1 away in the category?
Yeah, I think if it was a bit longer, I could have got there eventually. I was watching the time fade away. I think I made up like 7 or 8 seconds in the last 10 minutes of the race. So
wow.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a good recovery from spinning on the first lap.
No, super great recovery. Unfortunate incident, but that's how racing goes, right? Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. And I appreciate you taking that one on your chin and being so optimistic about looking forward to the next one. And speaking of the next one, how are you preparing for that? And are you even?
Yeah, well, I'm going to take the rest of the night, but hopefully I can get as much practice as I did this week. So I had some more time this week to do some laps. So if I can get as comfortable with the next track as today, then should be able to fight in the top 10 again.
That'll be awesome to see. Good luck to you. Is there anything else part of your race that I may have missed or anything else you want to mention?
No, I don't think so. It was honestly just getting through a whole lot of traffic, most of it, and being patient. And I was able to keep it on track and not get a drive-through. That was the big part.
Well, congratulations on avoiding the drive-through. You were one of the few, I should say, that didn't get one, because I'm looking through the timing charts right now and I see at least 3 of them. So my bet was made for sure. I said 3 people were going to get a drive-through, and I see 3 of them up on the list. So congratulations to you, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Honestly, I thought there was going to be more with all the chatter this week, and everyone was saying I can't keep it on track, but I think 3 is, I think everyone should be proud of that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people were on their 3rd strike. I was just talking to Shooter McGavin himself, and he was saying lap 3, he was on his 3rd strike already, so any little mishap would have caused him to get a drive-through penalty, and I'm sure that would have put you right into the front of the pack.
Yeah, if only, but we move on and keep improving.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see you next week. Thank you so much for stopping by, brother. I appreciate you.
No problem. Have a good night.
You too, sir. Bye. And next up, let's see if we can grab Bradley Smith, I think, won for the AM category. So let's see if we can talk to him very quickly. Hello, Bradley Smith. I've yanked you into the booth. Are you willing to do an interview with me, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Right on. How do you feel about taking P1 in the amateur category?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty happy with that one.
And man, you were chopping it up at the end there with a lot of the pro-ams too, getting past Jason Hayes, Russell Stanford. I feel like that battle between you and Russell lasted forever. How'd you feel about that one?
Yeah, no, that was fun. It was I had a couple little bumps there. I didn't mean to, so sorry, Russell, if you're listening. But yeah, no, it was sick. It was a really good battle. I didn't really want to battle them too much and lose too much time, but yeah, no, had fun. It was great.
No, great battling and mostly clean, which is what we always like to see. A little bit of door banging here and there is always deemed accessible, at least acceptable in my opinion. Rubbing is racing, right?
Yeah, for real.
And talk us through your victory. How did you do with your pace? Your pace was around 208.3s. You were still gaining on some of the cars in front towards the end there. You had Fossman, and Sean Ches up ahead. Were you going to go for those moves as well?
I was just honestly trying to stay consistent and just trying to keep my lap times in that 208, 209-ish kind of mark and not drop down too much. But I had a feeling that I was starting to lose a bit of time to the cars behind. Like, you get passed by one guy and they already know that if you're rattled and, it's not too hard for 3 to 4 cars to come past you pretty quick.
And that happened quite a few times.
Yeah, there was a couple times. There was a couple little spills, or I'd miss braking zone or something, and I'd be like, "Oh dear, here we go."
A couple of Code Brown moments.
Yeah, for real. Consistency is key. That's all you got to do. And focus on those track limits. Coda can be pretty brutal on track limits.
Did you get any track limit violations? Any speed token warnings?
I got 1 warning. Surprisingly,
wow.
I was pretty happy.
That's pretty great, man. That's pretty great. Better than a lot of the other drivers who are probably nesting on 2 or 3.
Yeah. I was happy with it.
Awesome. That's awesome. Glad to hear it, brother. Is there anything else that I may have forgot to mention?
No, that's about it.
Right on, brother. Thank you very much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. And good luck to you next week, sir.
Yeah, you too. Have a good one, man. Thanks for commentating, and appreciate the streams.
Thank you, brother. Really appreciate you. Have a good one.
Adios. See ya.
All right, everybody. I think that's going to round it out for everybody that we need to talk to tonight. We've gotten all the drivers that finished in P1 in all of their categories. Unless someone DMs me very quickly, I think we're going to conclude the stream. Give me a message in chat if you do want an interview, and send me your name. That way I know I can grab you. I don't see anybody in chat saying anything. I don't see any DMs coming my way, so that'll wrap it up for me here tonight. Exclamation point DRL, the YouTube channel. This VOD will be posted towards tomorrow, so make sure you get involved and make sure you check it out. The league info is also in the comments right now, so go ahead and check out the chat. Degenerate Racing League discord.gg/Degenerate Racing League is where you'll find all the action and find the sign up information as well. If you can't find a link, or if you cannot find the Racing League spot, make sure you go ahead and message one of the admins, and perhaps one of the drivers that have not participated will get dropped for us. But that's going to end it up here for us, everybody. I really appreciate you hanging out. Really appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for all the support. Thank you very much, Norris. You appreciate you. You had heck of a battles tonight. I wish I could have got you in the interview as well, but we're running out of the time for the evening. But man, everybody had phenomenal battles. Thank you very much for all the entertainment. Thank you very much for having me here at the Degenerate Racing League. Really appreciate you. Sorry, Nightbot doing its thing again. I will fix that. It's not spamming emotes, Nightbot. Just chill out, bro. With that, everybody, have a wonderful night, and please remember to stay safe as always. Bye.